I would not be talking about Colin this way. I'd be saying, yeah, he's kind of average. We're disappointed. I mean, because there's no spring portal, so you can be honest now. I'm the best punt returner in the country. I can say that out loud.
A perfect time to showcase skills and battle for starting spots.
It's spring football, and the cherry and white game wrapped up right down the street on 10th and Diamond. I'm Kaylee Cortez, live from the studio set. Later in the show, I'll focus in on the standout performances from Saturday's game. There were plenty.
Hi, I'm Ashley Lovelace. I'm right outside Edberg Olson Hall, and later in the show, I will be highlighting the quiet force that has been helping run this Temple football program for the better part of 40 years.
And I'm OwlSports Update's Jaden Vallejo, live from Temple's main campus. Coming up, I'll be taking you inside the Black Horse Stables, where Temple Club Equestrian calls home. OwlSports Update is live, and it starts right now.
Senior day for the lacrosse team on Saturday, and this team is full of them. 12 seniors, more than half the team. And on senior day, with friends and family, the Owls picked a great day to play one of their best games of the year, a must-win over Vandy. That story is coming up later in the show.
Hello and welcome to Gabriel and I's last edition of OwlSports Update. Lots to get to.
We'll sit down with the longest tenured head coach here on North Broad. But first, spring practice is over at the football complex after Saturday's cherry and white game. Spring game at Edberg Olson, where they don't keep score, but every play is being graded. Starting off with a deep ball from Jackson Smolik to returning receiver Jojo Bermudez for an end zone TD. Then the Nittany Lions transfer again. He had a great showing trying to secure that starting spot. Smolik to the Canadian Xander Batiste down the sideline for a 30-yard plus gain. Into the second, and we've heard a lot about Smolik, but how about the competition? The Johnny Shepherd hits the Penn State transfer on the run, Joey Schlafer, as he gets rocked, but still is able to hold on. Commendable stuff from the tight end. Another throw here from Smolik, takes time to assess the field and darts it to DeMonte Green, threading the needle there. Now let's look at the game on the ground. RJ Blunt takes the handoff and gets a 21-yard long gain, his longest of the spring game, as he breaks the tackle. Again, a great event to wrap up the spring.
As mentioned, no one keeps score in this game, but redshirt sophomore Jackson Smolik had a standout performance on Saturday. The Penn State transfer completed under 80% of his passes for just over 240 yards. Although this wasn't a true game, Smolik showed just how much he wants to be Casey Keeler's starting QB come the fall.
Smolik was able to be a highlight of the day, but that's a micro look. Let's take a zoom out, and who better to do that than OwlSports Update's Kaylee Cortez, live at the studio set today after covering the game on Saturday. Hey, Kaylee.
Thanks, Gabriel. Temple football wrapped up spring camp on Saturday with the annual cherry and white scrimmage. It's been a competitive camp this spring, but on this final Saturday, it was the offensive unit that shined.
Temple fans got their first look on Saturday at the Owls as the team took the field for the annual cherry and white spring game. The scrimmage marks the final opportunity this spring for players to compete and make an impression before fall camp.
We are definitely an unfinished product, but we have definitely made progress.
The offense showed big playability, finding the end zone 3 times. But the defense answered with strong showings from transfers number 18 Colin Dinkins and number 10 Jalen Joseph, who each recorded 4 tackles in the scrimmage.
Temple fans got their first look at the Owls today during the scrimmage. But for the players, this was their final spring opportunity to impress the coaches before heading into the fall.
Today they got us respectfully. Offense definitely got us today, but we've been going back and forth all spring.
Transfer safety Colin Dinkins says he's embracing the competition, working towards earning a starting role heading into the fall.
When they talk about the defense, they talk about the safeties, the corners, and the offense, I feel like it's a great opportunity to come in and play as hard as I can and try, make a spot, take a starting role.
Owls now shift their focus to fall camp and the 2026 season. The Owls haven't qualified for a bowl game since 2019. This spring game is the first step in trying to end this drought. The Owls now turn their attention to fall camp as they continue building towards the 2026 season, hoping to take the next step after missing a bowl game the past few years. Reporting from the studio set, I'm Kaylee Cortez. Kayla, back to you.
Thanks, Kaylee. The actual scrimmage is just part of an exciting day that starts hours before kickoff. That's when fans, alumni, and students tailgate and show their Temple pride right outside of 10th and Diamond. The cherry and white game isn't all about the game itself. Tailgaters, fans, and families are lined up for events hours before kickoff.
I want to say this is probably like my 7th or 8th one in a row at least, so I always like it. I was just telling somebody, like, you can see some of the former players tailgate in the parking lot.
From temporary tattoo stations to food vendors, the day holds activities for all ages to enjoy, as alumni have a chance to show family and friends what the day is all about.
To get back to campus in the spring, show them where I went to college, and so just excited to be able to bring them to something like this.
What are you most excited about for today?
To watch the players.
Who's your favorite player?
Peter Clark.
And what do you love about him?
Because he is like really good at
Quarterback, tight end, it doesn't matter at this point. 5+ months before the opening kickoff. The cherry and white game is not just about a scrimmage. It's about the day and the community that comes with it. Temple alumni, students, and so many more come to cheer on their team by tailgating and hanging out with friends and alumni from the past.
So I came here in 1980. I played with Wayne Harden for my first 3 years, and then Bruce Arians in my last 2. And then I graduated in 85. And ever since I've left, I've been a part of Temple University.
Temple's been a love for us. As Kenny said, we've gained a lot of friends. A lot of it had to do with us being in the dorms together.
Although the game doesn't count, instead it's just an appetizer for the real deal, with fans who are already looking forward to the Owls' next season opener. We are just a few short months away from Temple's home opener at Lincoln Financial Field on September 5th versus Rhode Island.
The Rams may be in the FCS, but they finished 11th nationally. We are up to our first break of the show. Our sports update will be back in 90 with a must-win for the women's lacrosse team.
Welcome back. Women's lacrosse had a conference matchup over the weekend versus Vanderbilt. With a high-scoring game for the Owls, it starts off strong with goal by attacker Amelia Wright, who steers her way past the Vanderbilt goaltender. Now we jump to the second quarter as Jenna Faccioli passes down the center to midfielder Sarah Gauman for Temple's 4th goal of the day. But Gauman doesn't stay silent for very long as she capitalizes on a perfect position to drive down the field for yet another Owls goal. And sticking with Temple goals, senior Sabrina Martin makes it look easy as she steals Temple's 8th goal of the day with a quick shot right past Vanderbilt defender for her first and only goal of the day. Martin is one of the many seniors who showed off their skills on this sunny senior day down at the street at Howarth Field. Final score of the day is Temple 10, Vanderbilt 4.
Yeah, all season long we've just been fighting. We've been fighting all season and working on things. This week we've continued to work on our shooting, continue to work on our rebounding, which showed up today a bunch, and some goals and some important stops in front of the cage, and just really getting sharper and sharper. But today was just a day of everyone putting the effort out, playing well together, and bringing the energy.
We knew what we had to do out here. I think we really digged in this week at practice, and we came out here with more energy than we've had all season.
I think it definitely was a must-win, and especially being on senior day, we just knew that we had to push through everything that could happen on the field and really get that win.
This 2-game win streak has put the Owls in contention for a postseason bid with just one American game left. Only 4 teams make the American Conference Championships, and 3 spots are already firmed up. The real race is the 4th place race. Temple needs to win its final game against Charlotte this weekend, and they need East Carolina to stumble a bit down the stretch to grab that 4th and final seed.
Lacrosse coach Bonnie Rosen and golf coach Brian Quinn share a title at Temple. They are the two most tenured coaches on campus. Both were hired in 2006. The golf team is well underway in its spring season, just in time for some real nice weather. I spent some time this week talking with Coach Quinn about his time in Cherry and White, not just as a coach, but as a young golfer as well.
20 years as the most tenured coach in Cherry and White. But Brian Quinn's ties to Temple run much deeper.
Yeah, my whole experience at Temple. I met my wife at Temple. My son has undergraduate and MBA from Temple. My daughter, who didn't go to Temple, but is the biggest Temple fan of them all. So Temple has been a huge part of my family.
Coach Quinn played professional golf for 16 years, but it's his 4 seasons under Temple Hall of Fame coach John McDonald that stands out most, when Quinn was a student athlete in the late 80s.
My coach was one of the most impressionable people in my life, really took me under his wing, and I'm forever grateful for Temple University and my coach.
Decades later, Quinn is still trying to continue McDonald's coaching legacy. He's coached 13 all-region golfers, including current PGA Tour player Brandon Matthews.
I'm really trying to help them, not only physically, but also mentally, in how they approach each day.
Building not just better golfers, but better leaders.
I always say the definition of a good coach is the older players do a lot of the coaching. It really simplifies their day in and day out activities.
But for Quinn, the best part of coaching for 20 years isn't always the results on the scorecard.
Just sitting, having dinner, chatting about life, not necessarily golf. Those are the things that mean the most to me. That's the beauty of what I do, and it's a gift.
As Quinn's young team progresses, the impact he has left on the Owls and the culture he continues to create will leave a legacy.
Coach and the rest of the guys wrap up the season at the American Conference Championship starting on the 27th.
But it's break time. Ahead, Gabriel and I will be choosing our favorite Temple Athletic moment from this semester.
Live outside Edberg Olsen Hall at the football complex, I'm Ashley Lovelace. Head coach Casey Keeler might be the man in charge for Temple football, but Nadia Harvin has been the real boss here for about 4 decades. We'll meet the longtime executive assistant when OwlSports Update returns. Welcome back. I'm Ashley Lovelace, live at the football complex. The Owls have built a long legacy of perseverance over the years, and behind that force are the ones that quietly keep things running smoothly. One of those consistent voices is Nadia Batson Harvin, who has long been with the team for 40 years.
1985. I've been at the university since 1985.
Meet Nadia Harvin. The Temple alumnus started in athletics under then Associate Director Earl Clayhorn, but most of her time at Temple has been as the executive assistant to the head coach of the Temple football team.
As you can see, Temple football has racked up many of its own accolades. However, Miss Nadia has contributed one of her own. She was inducted into the 2023 class of the Temple Athletics Hall of Fame, where she was honored for her many years working with the Temple football team and running the show behind the scenes.
She's been around the block, and as Temple football coaches come and go, Nadia manages to stay.
As the executive assistant to the head coach, Nadia says the job is simple, but never small.
My job is easiest way to say is a jack of all trades. My main job is actually to take care of the head coach, so his calendar, his schedule.
For Nadia, the job has become way bigger than logistics.
As I say, I have one biological and 120, so that goes for players and coaches.
That's 120 players, to be exact, every year. She's the mom at 10th and Diamond.
I treat them as if they were part of my family. They know their son is going to be safe with me.
That maternal instinct doesn't stop at nurturing players. She's also seen 10 head coaches come and go.
Bobby Wallace,
Southern gentleman,
Al Golden,
hardworking,
Steve Adanzio,
interesting,
Matt Rule,
players coach,
Ed Foley,
fatherly figure,
Jeff Collins,
ahead of his time,
Manny Diaz,
Too short a term.
Rod Carey.
Interesting.
Stan Drayton.
Fatherly.
And the man of the hour, Mr. Casey Keeler.
Right on cue.
As they say, a mother knows best. And in this case, the executive assistant turned surrogate mother knows best. Her office sits right next to Casey Keeler, which means it's impossible to see him without first seeing her.
So the same thing here. You still have to get to me to get to him.
And that mentality is how Nadia ensures her role is less about schedules and meetings and more about making sure that the head coach and players always feel safe here inside the nest.
Again, I thank you all for this tremendous honor, and I am Temple made and most certainly Temple proud. Go Owls.
Miss Nadia is beginning her 5th decade here at Temple University and is showing no signs of slowing down anytime soon. Kayla and Gabe, I'm rolling this back over to you at the desk.
This is the final show for myself and Kayla, so we thought it was the right time to highlight the top moments from this past school year here for the Cherry and White.
It was a hard decision as Temple had some glorious moments this year.
So I'll go first, and it has to be Temple Lacrosse taking down 17th ranked UPenn at their place as well. A Philly rival, I mean, come on. This win got Temple to 6-0, their best start since 1988. And to call this game dominance would, well, just be an understatement. The Cherry and White took a 3-0 lead to start the game, and from then, they just took the Quakers and kept them at an arm's reach. And they had a lead as long as 6 goals towards the end. And to top it off, Amelia Wright recorded her 100th career point, and Sarah Gauman had a career high in 5 goals. Ridiculous.
Great choice, but it's my turn, and I'm going with Women's Basketball American Conference Championship first round. The Owls were higher up in this matchup against Tulane. They started off hot for Temple as they scored 25 in the second quarter. Tulane did force that overtime, but Temple outscored Tulane 16-7 in overtime and pushed them into the second round. And we can't forget about Kayla Turner, her 31-point game.
Yeah.
Many moments to choose from, but those are our top 2.
Time for our last break, but don't go anywhere.
Yes, I'm OwlSports Update's Jaden Vallejo, live from Temple's main campus. Coming up after the break, I'll be taking a look at the only sport in Temple athletics where the student athletes need a 4-legged friend to help them. OwlSports Update will be back in 90.
Welcome back. We're going to take a step back from Division 1 and look at a club team that travels many miles off campus.
Jaden Vallejo is live on campus to tell us about a club that requires 4 legs and a lot of patience and practice. Hey, Jaden.
Thanks, Kayla. Last week, I had the opportunity to attend one of Temple Club Equestrian's practices and get a look at a group of student athletes so dedicated to their sport, they commute 20-plus hours to and from the sport that they love. Every week, a group of Temple students hop in a car, drive 26 miles for about an hour just to hop on a horse. Temple has 27 active club sports, but this is the only one that involves connecting with a live animal.
I love just bonding with the animals, no matter what it is, if it's on the ground or on the horse.
Every week, 15 Temple students leave campus and the city to practice the sport they love with the animals that they love. Like my friend Beto right here. Head coach Amanda Enright has been riding since she was very young and knew right away that she wanted to make this her career.
When I was 4 or 5 years old, my parents took me and put me on a pony at a pony ride, and I was super happy and smiling. Then all of a sudden they pulled me off and I was screaming. So they kind of knew that the horse passion was in my blood.
Her first experience is one that symbolizes what makes the sport so special, the bond between rider and their horse.
It's independent. I like that my teammate doesn't talk to me. I like that it's a different level of connection.
They have to trust one another. So that's the biggest thing, is once they trust each other and there's no anxiousness or concern, it's just like they're dancing together.
There is a demanding physical element
that can go unnoticed.
People don't really acknowledge that it's a sport. And I think if people were to do it that have never done it before, you'd realize how much it actually takes.
The club is done competing for this semester, but the riders will continue to train and prepare for the fall.
The competitive season may be over for Temple Equestrian, but practice will not let up. They'll continue to practice until the semester ends, and then in the fall, they'll get right back on the saddle. Sending it back to my amazing anchors for their last block in OwlSports Update.
Thanks, Jaden. As we inch closer to graduation, we thought it might be fun to look at past OwlSports Update members' post-grad journeys. The country is littered with owls in the professional field. Here are some of the notable alumni from the past few years. Producers, MMJs, and anchors, OSU has continued to prepare its crew to leave the nest. In just last year, OwlSports has 6 graduates now working in media markets all across the East Coast and into the South and Midwest. Kylie Habistrow in Knoxville, Natalie Corrender in Harrisburg, Andrew DiPietro in Maryland, Sam Massad in Allentown, Jay Matthews in Mississippi, and Sam Cavone in Minnesota. Big shout out to our crew.
You get to see Gabriel and me on the desk each show, but this all wouldn't be possible without the rest of our crew, both on camera and behind the scenes.
Our wonderful producers Owen Hill and Kev Cahill compiled a video of all the great members of this white team crew.
I'm Jaden Vallejo, live at the Star Complex. It's pro day yet again. NFL scouts are seeing who they want to draft. We've got the 40-yard dash, the 3-cone drill, bench presses. It's all coming up for you right now.
And I'm Kaylee Cortez at the studio set with more football. We'll hit on the current players as head coach Casey Keeler begins his second year with spring practices. OwlSports Update is live and it starts right now.
Also coming up, I'll take a look at one of the most important group on Temple football's team and why what they have is so special in today's age of college ball. OwlSports Update is live and it starts right now.
A special hour-long edition of OwlSports Update along with Courts in Session starts now.
With the veteran leader moving on and a new group of talent stepping in, this room brings new energy and opportunity. What stands out early on is the chemistry.
Before the invite, I had the opportunity to visit the team on the Schuylkill River, where one coach is making quite the impression in her return.
Hey guys, I'm Jaden Vallejo, back live at the Temple Star Complex, here with Isaiah Hayes.
And especially this season, the running backs look to be in good hands as they have an offensive line with a lot of experience and amazing chemistry.
Last year at this time, the head coach was just trying to figure out how to make Temple a more competitive team. But today, he has his eyes set on higher goals.
This team is young, so the results aren't always there, but it's easy to see the potential.
I'm Sophia Martin, reporting from the studio set.
Reporting from the studio set, I'm OwlSports Update's Aaron Ewan.
For you today, I'm Troy Arson.
Reporting from the studio set, I'm Kaylee Cortez.
Reporting from the studio set, I'm Ashley Lovelace.
I'm OwlSports Update's Jaden Vallejo, live from the Temple Sports Complex. Guys, back to you.
Unfortunately, that's all the time we had for Gabriel and I's last edition of OwlSports Update. I just wanted to say how much I've enjoyed my time on the desk the last 4 years. In the last 4 years, I've been involved here at OwlSports Update. These truly have been some of my favorite moments through my college career, and I'm forever grateful for all of them.
And that video just got me so emotional. I loved seeing everybody grow so much. OwlSports has been, well, my American family for the past 3 years, and I just want to say how much I've had fun sharing the desk with you. Watching you grow as an anchor, as a reporter has just been, well, amazing, and it's been one of the best things I've been able to do. We've had so much fun. And of course, our uber talented producers, Kev Cahill and Owen Hill. Can't mention you guys enough. You guys have grown so much this semester. And as always, none of this would be possible without our professor, Matt Fine. Hashtag trust the fine.
Bye, everyone.